Hi everybody, Isla here. We had a lot of big announcements at this year's EZX. Here's a summary video to catch you up on the latest.
Howdy, allies. What a year it has been. Anyway, I'm retiring. Cheers. My last day at EZ Allies and in the business of video game coverage is May 1st. I'm doing this for a bunch of personal reasons that you may or may not be aware of, but I'm also doing it because May of 2022 is the 20th anniversary of GameTrailers.com, which means I have been doing this for almost 2 decades. It's time for me to ride off into the sunset and try other things. I will still be doing voiceover for any script the EZ Allies decides to send me. I will guest on the podcast at least once before May 1st, and I will be on May's Community Showcase. If you do the math, that means there are 5 episodes of Cup of Jones left before the show ends forever. $1 on Patreon if you would like to watch those. A cheers and a shout out to the new heads of EZ Allies, Daniel Bloodworth and Isla Hank. Not only have they been a tremendous amount of support to me in the last 4 or 5 weeks, but I think they are going to absolutely crush it this year. There's obviously a lot more that I want to say before I take off, but that's it for EZX, baby. Have a great week, allies. Yeehaw.
We have a new logo. We wanted it to be exciting and fun, but not too big of a departure from our original logo. The colors are complementary splits from our original red. It's a little more zesty and fun.
Effective 2 months ago, Isla and I were named co-heads of EZ Allies.
We felt we needed a more solidified structure so we could navigate the business a little quicker than we have in the past. We have many improvements in the works, and many that we've already implemented.
The key phrase that stuck with me the past few weeks is to follow the passion. Whether we introduce something new or we take something away, we want to base those decisions on what the allies are interested in pursuing and what gives them energy. We want to continue to make EZ Allies engaging and authentic.
Here's a quick rundown of some of the more businessy back-end changes.
Brad and I will be taking the lead on planning and overseeing streaming. Expect lots of fun, weird ideas, more betting and more interactions with chat, and generally, more streaming.
I'll be joining Blood in copy editing reviews, and we have some new ideas in mind for reviews too. More on that in a second.
Our thumbnails, titles, Patreon, and Twitch are all getting improved looks. And we're using Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts now.
New emotes, new stream alerts, and we're working on updates to the website.
We're gonna do a better job pitching to Patreon. We're gonna do more reaction videos.
We're hiring a community manager. It's long overdue, and we think it'll be a huge help for the company.
And lots of other changes we hope you love.
The podcast is going to change a little bit. Instead of always adhering to a set rotation, we're going to pull in different allies based on what the news is for that week. If there's some obscure Nintendo RPG that gets resurrected, we're going to get Damiani on the case. If Shredder's Revenge finally gets a date, then obviously we want to get Huber in there and talk all about it. This will ensure more passion and expertise on the podcast and more confidence from everyone when we're discussing the news. You'll notice a few other changes too, so keep an eye out.
We love our reviews, so we're not going to reinvent a process that's worked so well for decades. That said, we're one of the few channels that use the editorial we, and that still has a separate person doing the narration. So, with select reviews, we're going to try out a new take with the writer doing their own VO, expanding that process as we get more practiced and comfortable. In these reviews, the writing will be more personal as well to allow a stronger individual voice. I'll also be editing some of my own reviews, again to make them more distinct. As long as he's willing, we still anticipate calling on Brandon's golden pipes when we need them, but this should give us more variety.
A while back, we took away Patreon goals, and since then, we've felt their absence. We think it's fun and beneficial for us to have something to aim for, and to make it clear that direct support is the fuel that keeps this engine running. So we're bringing back goals. We're going to start with just 3. 35K, 40K, and 45K.
Our 35,000 goal is called EZ Allies Engaged and is going to be related to a new stream we're going to be introducing. Say hello to Hangout streams. These will be at 11 a.m. Hi Europe, and will be a chill hangout with an ally for an hour or so, chatting, reacting to the news or trailers, and generally just having a relaxed, nice time with the community. These will start with Tuesdays and Thursdays, but if we hit the goal, they'll be every weekday.
The $40,000 tier is a little less easy to define. We're calling it EZ Allies Endures. Speaking frankly, this is the amount of money that we need to confidently maintain this company as you know it for the long haul. We've been able to survive the last 2 years on savings and on tightening our belts. But let's say if Scrooge McDuck took a dive into our vault right now, he'd get a mouthful of floor. To weather future storms, maintain our space and gear, and continue as a full-time studio team, we simply need to be making this amount. When we do reach this goal, we will have a big marathon stream to celebrate, but this is less about being flashy, it's about meeting day-to-day needs and not adding new tasks.
The 45K tier is called Easy Allies Enhanced, and it's the party tier. If we hit this consistently, it means we can invest on wilding out. Quarterly parties and tournaments, more diverse content, hiring freelancers to help us out, post shows on more of our content. This is Easy Allies bigger, badder, and better. Let's get there. Our Patreon tiers are getting a big overhaul.
Our $1 tier is changing to be a general thank you tier for helping keep the dream alive, and will feature Fast and Loose and the ad-free version of the podcast. We love and value our exclusive content like Spoiler Mode, Achieve It Yourself, and Trash Babies, but after a long, hard look, we realized we were undervaluing our toughest to produce content.
Our $5 tier is our bread and butter. It will still have all the great benefits it already had, like early access and getting in on comments from many podcasts, including Love and Respect. But now it will also have our exclusive shows and our upcoming patron-only Discord.
The $7, $10, and $15 tiers will remain the same, but we're always looking for more ways to make these more exciting and interactive. One minor change is that Tier Maker will be moving from monthly to quarterly. At the $20 tier, we are officially retiring the Q&A. Fast and Loose kind of already ticks this box as it is, and many of our other tiers at lower levels allow for questions and answers. Now, we're introducing Behind the Scenes! Patrons will be privy to private, behind-the-scenes live tapings of our shows. We'll start with just the podcast, but if it goes well, we'll loop in live tapings of other things like Fast and Loose, reaction shots, and other podcasts as well. Post shows would also go here too, if we unlock that goal.
The $50 tier is still gonna be monthly digital fan mail sent from each one of us to each and every one of you at or above this level. However, it will now also include something very special, physical items. Patreon will handle the shipping of all the items to everyone eligible globally, okay? Now, Patreon requires 3 consecutive months of being signed up at this specific tier starting now. It's just how they do it, but look, these are gonna be unique gifts, weird art, all kinds of stuff made from people in our community, and you can't get this stuff anywhere else, okay? It's gonna be cool.
We're gonna retire Blood Pact at the $60 tier, but we think you'll like what we got at 100.
You can't get rid of me that easily. For $100, I'll read just about anything. Think of this like a private cameo. Get my golden voice to say whatever you want. Within reason, we reserve the right to refuse any line read, and you'll be notified to provide a different line.
It's been a great run, and I've loved playing D&D with people at the $200 tier. But we're retiring D&D and changing this to a twice-monthly private gaming session with the Allies. How many people and what games we play will vary depending on who is available and how many players the games allow, but we think this should be a lot of fun.
I love Easy Allies, but you know what I love also? Whales. And so, the $250 shout-out tier is sticking around just as great as it ever was. However, for the more discerning patron, may I present to you the everything producer. Check the asterisk below for disclaimers, okay? For $500, we put your name after just about everything. That's right, every show, podcast, preview, heck, we'll even slap the card on the end of reviews. Call us crazy, we think it might just work.
But what if you really want to shine? What if you want to soar through the internet like a glammed out rock star? What if this mortal shell is not good enough and you want to ascend higher than ever before and live on in the annals of our videos? What if you're a goddess? The $1,000 goddess tier is much like the everything producer tier, except your name is on a card all by itself in big, shiny, ridiculous letters. And we'll do a doodle for you every month.
That's about it. Hopefully you're as excited for this new phase of Easy Allies as we are.
Did we ever decide if we're calling it Phase Infinity?
No, we never really nailed that down.
Welcome to Easy Allies Phase Infinity.
Now let's get on to EZX. We're here all week doing lots of streams. Here's our schedule for the week. Later today, you'll be able to go on EZAllies.com and see all of this in your local time zone. No need to memorize it right now. We're also doing a fundraiser with some great incentives.
At $2,000, chat picks whose hands go where in Elden Ring.
At $4,000, Dawn and I will do a live food review on Friday at EZX.
At $6,000, I'll continue my very likely heartbreaking Pokemon Nuzlocke.
At $8,000, we'll buy a vocal booth for the studio.
For $10,000, we're gonna do a Balan Wonderworld dance party at EZX, okay? This will feature many of the specific Balan Wonderworld dances presented by us for your enjoyment.
At $12,000, a Mission Impossible 2 watch party.
At $14,000, we're gonna be doing a Black Desert character creator competition.
At $16,000, I'll live stream myself building a Lego Tallneck.
At $18,000, I'll spend some of my own money on some game, probably a weeb game like Genshin Impact, because people like waifus.
At $20,000, we'll get a group together to do Welcome to Raccoon City commentary.
At $22,000, we're gonna do a hyper intense POG tournament.
And now for the big one. At $25,000, all of the allies will rent out a theater to watch Sonic the Hedgehog 2 featuring Jim Carrey and Idris Elba, and then immediately after that, we've decided to place this nightmare upon ourselves where we'll get all the allies around a desk to shoot an intense spoiler mode discussion.
We hope you're as excited about the future of Easy Allies as we are.
Now let's enjoy EZX.